Tekken's a game where it's not about the destination. You shouldn't
Mm.
be rushing, because there's no destination to get to. Like
I'm trying to win.
nobody's ever done learning the game.
I'm trying to win.
Yeah, you can win.
Oh.
There you go.
All right, so here I am, Chance. I just got this game. It's a
Nice.
beginner tournament. Um, I'm at the title screen. What the fuck do I do? Help me out. How am I gonna win this tournament?
You're gonna go to practice mode
Okay, I I don't.
for sure.
Where is that?
It's an offline.
Offline. What? I hit the wrong button. Hold on. This game is hard.
Listen, you need to
Wait, I got
get rid of
excited.
these bad
I
habits.
got
already.
excited. Look, that's what you're for. Okay. All right. What do I do here? Left or right?
All right, you're gonna choose whichever side you prefer.
Well, I'm
Are you
right-handed.
right-handed? Yeah, there you go. Then you're gonna choose the coolest looking character on the screen.
Well, I don't know much about the game, but I know like this guy's the main character, Jin. So I could pick him. I guess he's kind of cool. He's got a hoodie. Do the outfits change like the moves or anything? Are there different properties?
Nah, the outfits are just customizations.
Can't go wrong with topless and a cape. So
Right. Yeah.
now what do I do?
And then you're gonna pick the opponent's character. And usually I just hit random. For stages, you'll pick whatever one you think looks the coolest.
Oh
Usually
shit!
doesn't matter too much.
Here we
There you
go.
go.
All right.
So the first thing you need to understand in this game
Mm-hmm.
is that it's a 3D fighting game.
Okay.
So you can sidestep into the background by pressing up, and you'll just tap.
Okay.
And you can sidestep into the background by tapping down.
Oh well, when I
the
tap
foreground.
down.
Whoops.
Okay. Oh, is
Yeah.
it depending on the side? That makes sense.
Maybe reverse this. No, I'm. It's definitely not side dependent.
Okay.
I'm just, and then you can do an extended sidestep, which is you tap and then you hold. So it's kind of like you tap twice, but you hold the second time.
Okay, so like double tap, but a hold on the second. Okay.
Yeah, but in this game, you just have 4 directions to go in: forward, backwards, left, and right.
And you can double tap either way. It looks like.
Yep.
This
No
way.
matter what you're doing, you can double tap.
Okay.
With the backdash, specifically in this game, you don't get hit out of your backdash. So if like you do back and you hold back, you're blocking that whole time.
Oh.
In a lot of fighting games, backdash is like just an option, and it can be beaten like any other option.
Right.
But in this game, backdashing is extremely safe.
Okay.
There are situations where you won't want to do it, but we'll get to those things.
Okay.
For now, anytime you're in doubt of what to do, just tap back.
And hold it.
So I would say the first thing to do before you even deal with like pressing buttons, right? Because this game is so based on movement, being a 3D fighter, is open the menu.
Okay.
And then go to action settings. CPU first action or action 1. And you're gonna go all the way down to CPU. You're gonna click that, and then you're gonna put it on a medium.
I don't know
actually hard.
Why the game starts you on ultra hard? That's crazy. Jeez.
Right, and then every time you block something, just hold back. Every time you block something, tap back.
Okay.
And you'll pay attention to how much distance you're creating by doing that. He's gonna try to chase you down, but the important part is that you're not taking chip damage.
Oh. How come? I did take some damage though a while ago. What was that? Yeah, I just got hit. I'm holding back.
Yeah, so in this game, unlike 2D fighters, you're going to block by standing, which is just holding back.
Okay.
Lows will still hit you, but you'll guard highs and mids. Lows usually aren't as dangerous as mids are, so it's pretty risky to duck. And crouching you hold down back to crouch.
Crouch.
Or really
Oh.
any of the down directions.
Oh, down 2? Okay.
Yep.
Down,
So
down.
the first thing you want to do to alleviate pressure, because people are gonna, they buy this game to start mashing buttons.
Uh-huh.
Right? The
Yes,
first thing you're
sir.
gonna do is you're gonna block something and backdash every single time.
I'm back. Okay.
Eventually, they're gonna whiff.
Yeah.
And what whiffing is whenever they press a button, but it doesn't connect with anything except for the air. Okay. It's like me whenever I used to try to play baseball. It just doesn't do anything.
Dang.
So the next thing you probably want to do is test your buttons. In Tekken, each button corresponds to a different limb. So the top 2 buttons on your controller face will be the punch buttons. So like one is the left punch and the other is the right punch. If you're playing with a PlayStation controller, that'll be X and square and triangle. I looked right at it, called it X.
Square and triangle. Okay.
And then the bottom 2 are going to be kicks. So it's going to be your left leg and your right leg, which is X and circle. What's cool is that if you hit both punch buttons, you're going to use both punches, like both fists.
Oh. Ah!
And same thing for the kicks.
That was cool. Oh, dang. Okay.
You literally just choose one of your limbs and then assign a direction to it. So if you want, you can press a button at the same time as you press down forward, which is like the diagonal towards your opponent.
Towards. Okay.
And you want to press it at the same time.
So this is 1. And this is down forward 1. Oh, this is mid now.
Oh, yeah. For the notation in this game, your left hand is 1, your right hand is 2, your left leg is 3, and your right leg is 4.
Okay.
If you're doing the same sides, then it becomes a throw. So like 1 plus 3 is a throw. 2 plus 4 is a throw.
I grabbed his ass. Oh shit.
Yep. Those are unblockable, right? So they defeat a guarding opponent. In order to defeat those, you need to see your opponent grab you and then press one of the punch buttons. You don't want to press both of them for right now. You'll just press one of them.
So you can tech throws in this game, pretty much? You can break throws?
Yep. It's completely reactable as well. So the way offense works in this game is that moves that are highs, like your one punch, left punch, are going to be your fastest moves. Highs are fast. Way faster than other moves typically, and because of that, they can be ducked. Because there needs to be some sort of drawback.
Yeah.
So if you hold down back, and your opponent does a high, it'll go right over you.
Dang. I thought I had my strategy.
And that also includes throws. Throws are also high in this game. So that is 2 weaknesses to a throw.
I see.
Already, we found 2 weaknesses. That is, 1, they can be reacted to and teched. 2, they can be ducked, right? So that makes them a little bit dangerous to go for, or a little bit risky to go for. But that's just because they're unblockable.
Right, that makes sense.
That's like free damage.
Yeah.
Next type of move is a mid. So for example, down forward left punch or down forward.
I hit
him. Is a mid.
Right in his
Enemies cannot avoid mids.
Okay.
Like whether they are standing or crouching, that mid will connect with them. That means that mids are extremely strong. Mids also are technically the overheads of this game, because they can't be crouched. The third move type property is a low. In a lot of fighting games, lows are gonna be what starts your offense. Not so much in Tekken. So Jin has a lot of really good lows, but the first one I want to talk about is down 4. So down and right kick.
Nice.
this move is a pretty decent low. It's fairly fast. It does some chip damage, which is how lows should be thought of in this game is chip damage.
Okay.
But if you see, like, he's kind of ducking his head when he does it.
Yeah.
He is completely invincible to highs while he does this move. It's called a high crush. He crushes highs. More specifically, what the crush system does, a high crush, will turn off the hurt boxes, or the hit boxes rather, of the opponent's highs. So even if the move looks like it should hit you, it won't, because it has no hitbox anymore, because you're high crushing.
Yeah, because his hand still goes out, but it's over me. Wow.
And if you have a big character, they might even touch you. Like their hand might pass through your head, and it does no damage. That's not a glitch. That's not the game being janky. That's just the mechanic of the crush system.
Can't touch this.
Now, lows in this game are pretty risky.
Yeah.
They're negative on block, which means that if the opponent blocks it, they have the opportunity to get free damage, or rather, they're punishable on block. So if you block a low, most of the time, your fastest option to punish will be what's called a wall standing 4, which is where you let go of crouch and you mash the 4 button. Yeah, you have to let go with your hand and then mash it.
Wait, what is it called?
It's called wall standing.
Oh, so like in the middle of coming up?
Yep. So in the middle of in between crouching and standing, there's a mini stance, which changes your character's moves, and it's called wall standing.
I see. I kicked him in the face.
And it's pretty confusingly labeled that, but that's what we call it. So
yeah.
This is one of the first concepts that you'll have to learn in Tekken, is that you won't really want to block low unless you know your opponent is going to go low. When they do go low, you'll have to make sure to punish it. And usually the first step to doing that is wall standing 4.
I see.
From then on, you've got a guessing game that's been established.
Yeah.
That guessing game is between mids, which have to be blocked standing, and lows, which have to be blocked crouching.
Oh.
If your opponent doesn't know if you're going to go mid or low, they can't feasibly block both options.
I see.
They have to guess. And that's the key to offense in this game, is that your opponent can't just defend against everything forever. You know?
So now
chip damage doesn't exist, but they can't block everything.
So right now he's standing. So if I do a high, he'll block it. If I do a mid, he'll block it. And then when he's crouching, if I do a low, he'll block it. But if I do a mid, it'll hit. And if I do a high, it'll whiff.
Yep.
Okay, so it's like high, mid. Standing is high and mid, and then crouching is low and high. And also grabs. Right. Whoops.
Yep, grabs are highs. They're unblockable highs.
Okay. So that's the choice.
So the first thing I recommend whenever you're learning a character is learn their mids and lows. So the way you do that is by opening up the menu. You'll go to move list.
Okay.
Yep. And then you will go down to number 3.
Okay.
Move number 3. And you're going to hit A or X, depending on what you're using.
Play demo?
Yep.
Oh.
There you go. So it tells you what is a mid, right? So for this, we're going to look for like lone moves. We don't need a combination of moves, which is called a string.
Okay.
We just need singular moves. So we're gonna keep scrolling through the move list until we find one move, like a single button. Yeah, I actually have a binding that I really recommend for new players, and we can go ahead and show that if you want.
Okay. Yeah. Controller setup.
Yep, controller setup.
Okay.
Look at all those binds.
What do I do?
Yeah, so I do a left trigger as a LP plus LK.
LP, left punch, left kick.
Yep.
Okay.
So starting from so we're going from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna bind everything. So left trigger, right trigger is the one after that.
Right punch, right
and
kick.
We're going to do right bumper.
Mm-hmm.
And left bumper. Right, and then on Rage Art, I do right analog stick. I don't know what you call that input. And this is generally what I recommend for new players because you have both of your throws bound, and then you have 1+2 and 3+4 bound. Tekken's a game where it's not about the destination. You shouldn't be rushing because there's no destination to get to. Like nobody.
I'm trying to win.
Nobody's ever done learning the game.
I'm trying to win.
Yeah, you can win. Oh. There you go. So I wouldn't distract yourself too much with like some of the harder parts of the game because you need to learn the easy parts of the game first.
Okay. So quick review. We started with if I'm freaking out, just backdash and hold back.
Yep.
And then kind of the movement, and I can go around. So I don't have to just like stand here. I can just go, or I can circle around, and I'm looking for him to fight the air. So he whiffs, and then I can like do a move. I got the buttons 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got the binds, all the crazy, and the throws, and then I understand where to be to block. High and standing is high and mid, and then crouching is high and low, and then so that's why you have an unblockable high, because you have the option to crouch under it, and then and then so now we're getting into like good moves to use. So I get the movement and the defense, and then we're building offense with moves we like, and being able to know if we're hitting high, if we're hitting mid, or if we're hitting low. And doing it on purpose or grabbing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Sounds good. Would we call those fundamentals? Like, is that the foundation of what I need to know, or do we add to that? Okay.
There's a lot more that can be said, but I think it would just distract from the rest of it.
Okay. Well, you got like bite size at a time. We don't want to stuff the face.
Anything else would be better shown in like a practice match.
Okay, okay. So come out to 8-Bit on Saturday. Yeah, and we'll fill that in. Me personally, I really like Tekken and the fact that, like, even as a beginner, like, it's exactly how you said that there is creativity, and in that creativity, it can seem confusing, like, how do I deal with this? But, like, things that seem unfair, it's just because of the knowledge check, so there's always something that you can do about...
there's always multiple things.
Multiple, yeah, exactly. So, for example, with King, it's like a lot of times you'd see the chain throws, right? And you just think there's no way this is right. Like, why would I have to deal with this? What am I supposed to do? So without even telling somebody that, oh, you have to like know which button to press, and like that's most of your health bar, right? 126. And it seems like I got that for a throw. But by the time that throw lands out of this stance, this Jaguar step, right? So you have a stance into the throw. You can interrupt the move. You can see that in duck. You can see that in sidestep. You can see that in backdash. You can see that in hit and do a high crushing move, right? It's like 5-6 different things that you didn't do to stop this from happening before you can
don't
even
just
complain.
sit there like a deer in headlights.
Right. That makes sense.
It's better to make a decision than to make no decision.
Okay, because I feel like as a beginner, that's what I would do. It's like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna freeze, you know. But does that just mean? And then I really like what you're saying because it's like that decision that you make doesn't mean mash a button like a button like 1, 2, 3, or 4. There's like a lot of movement options as well. And as long as you have a reason behind the decision you're making, it sounds like you're saying make the decision and see what happens.
Never just stand there. Like you should always at least be backdashing.
Okay. That makes sense. So like most of the things, like, you know, scrub killers, right? We have like this. Someone's like, oh, I don't know what to do about this. And for me, like a real scrub killer is the fact that even if you end up guarding against that, right? If you figured out to block it, but then you don't really know like what to do, what to get out of it once you've blocked it, then you're gonna feel like, oh, this is broken. Like there's nothing that you can do about it. How, like, this is a weird question, but if you were a beginner, right, and you're dealing with this, someone is literally just doing this the whole round, like what kind of stuff would you try? Like, would you think is reasonable to try that you would be able to generalize to any other like scrub killing thing? So not just specifically this, but like things like of
am
this
I in
nature.
a tournament?
Yeah, if you're playing in a tournament.
I would do my best to not have to deal with that, you know? Mm-hmm. So that means, like, it's obviously a low, right? Yeah. Because I have to crouch block. Yeah. So hop kick works. But if it's beating you, pick it.
Pick it, you said?
Like, yeah, for the most part. If it's beating you, well, because you're not going to know what it is, right?
Yeah, and Jin doesn't have this.
Right.
Like, what stops me from just doing this to a beginner? You know, like what would a beginner be able to do or try? I mean, I really
They're gonna mash hop kick on you.
Okay.
If you like show that you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Right? Because the punishment for having the hop kick blocked is way less than
what you'd get
taking alley kick.
Right, I got you. That makes sense.
And it's way less mentally damaging too, because like I don't want you to get your way with it.
Yeah.
You know?
So it really feels like
it's the crush system. You need to use the crush system.
It really feels like the time spent for the next few days should be understanding the Venn diagrams that overlap of your options. Like, you know, of the like 10 basic things that you can do, which is at this point, honestly, you're either going to stand block, crouch block, backdash, sidestep either direction. 5 things already. 1, 2, 3, or 4. I don't know why I did that in the wrong order. Or if you have your list of moves, then you should pick, like, understand that a jab is not just a jab. It's literally a move that if you get them to block it, you get advantage. If you think that they're gonna duck, you don't want to do it. Like, you know, what is this stop people from doing? It stops people from doing slow moves. It stops them from walking forward, and it stops them from chasing you, right? And then how does that get beaten? Oh, they can duck it. Well, then if they're gonna duck it, then this. And then how do they beat this? They sidestep it. Okay, well then I have a homing move, you know? And then if you find the situations that can cover stuff, then even if you see this, I mean, I really actually like the fact that you already covered that, you know, we didn't talk about alley kick, right? But you showed Jin's down 4, and you said if they're going to do a low, you hop kick. So I might not know what the heck is going on here, but if I'm getting hit in the legs, I remember, okay, I have a move that says something about that, you know?
Right.
And it's like that. It's like, it's just problem solving. If someone is grabbing you, and I mean, literally, like, even this move that leads to 126, it's a grab. And you've seen grabs, so you might not have seen, like, what the heck is the spin into the, like, that's weird. But if you know that there's a grab out of it, then you duck, and then you punish, you know?
Right.
For example, you know? And you just keep problem solving. If you duck, and then
by
you grab
extension, that means, like, you want if you're a beginner, you want to find problems that seem really hard to solve.
Right.
And like use this.
Yeah, offer them to your
people.
opponent. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be
that's where the skill comes in, even at a low level. It's like figuring out what seems really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
At your current level, and like abusing it.